Alright, you lot, time to look at some more comments and see if there's any more questions. So, what have we got? Put it up here, I think. What have we got here then? I'll zoom it in a little bit, might be a bit better. Oh, this ain't a question on the thing, but thank you for your videos. I got my, what the hell is that? Ovna running. Oh, very good. No problem, Froggy. Oh, it's not on that video, but it's a question by looks of things. I've got problems with my throttle linkage. Sits idling fine, but after putting brakes on, the linkage doesn't go back to the start point. Then the car wants to rev high, doing my nutting. Yeah, that's probably due to either where you got your throttles set, like on your trim on your transmitter. Either that, or you need to just realign your throttle. Let's have a look. I think that video was on this particular car, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Was that video on this car? It will focus. Yeah, it was. Look, that video was on this particular car. That's quite handy, wasn't it? Oh, there you go. Let's take the body off and then we'll have a look. Right, so here we go then. The throttle. Here's the throttle. So, bloody dog hairs, look, I took this down the park and there must have been a dog there. And you've got dog hairs everywhere. So, the throttle is here, obviously. You've got that little adjustment there on that little Allen screw there, which I've thread locked. So what you can do is you need to experiment and you play around with have the engine off, have your transmitter on, and you just need to play around with your trim, and also you need to play around with where you have this set. And you need it obviously so that when you brake and you let go, it goes back just a normal tick over. If you've got this in the wrong place, when the servo goes back to the relaxed state, like where you've got it in the middle or wherever you've got it set on your trim, it will sometimes pull the throttle open. You just need to play around with it. A lot of people get frustrated and they're like, well, you know, it should do this, it should do that. Well, it'll only do what you tell it to do. So if you need to set these up, and a lot of the time they're not set up from the factory. You can get a car out the box and you'll find that all this ain't set up. You've got to play around with it. I played around with this one and it's good now. So you need to just set where that goes and you'll be flipping fantastic, my friends. Any more questions? What we got here? Will the false pull start fit the 4.6 2.5? Well, of course it bloody will. I've got the same pull start on my 4.6 engine there, my friend. Who is that? Naomi Jackson. Yeah, that will. It will. I've got it on my 4.6. It's the only one that will fit. Lesbian charger. Oh, right, that's not a question. Questions. I want questions. Hey? What's that? Oh, I don't care about that. Well, I do care about it. I'll read it, but it's not a question. I'm looking for questions. Do you still have this family? I've got a... What are you on about? Do you still have this family? What? Oh, it's RC Hot Boy. I think he's got a funny language he likes to speak sometimes. I don't think he's asking if I've still got a family. I think he's asking if I've still got this truck. No, I sold it a long time ago. Oh, there he is again. Always watch your videos. Another great one. Thanks very much, Mr. RC Hot Boy. You speak a funny language. I don't always understand you, but then again, you're a good bloke, so I'll ignore it. Well done. What have we got here? Is this a question? I don't know. I have a Ovna. Never heard of those, probably should have done. JL 2.8 Max Nitro engine, and for some reason the pin that helps pull start crank up the motor has gone missing. I pull apart the engine, the entire engine. I pull apart the entire engine apart. Alright, and can't find it anywhere. Could you help me find that pin or a part number or a name for it? You're the best and love your videos, my friend. Who's that? Tony Cruz. Cruz, don't know. I think it's Cruz. Well, I'm going to have to look it up, but I don't know what them engines are. I've never heard of them in my entire life. So, I can't help you with any knowledge, but I'll probably just look it up and find out. I'll see what I can find. I'll do my best. No, it's not a nice video, mate. Don't give up on your dreams. And one day you'll get... What do you mean, don't give up on my dreams? I must have said something in that video. Questions. Ah, this is on that video. I asked people saying my local hobby shop talking shit because I ask who owns hobby shop. Would be easier get a starter box without using the pulley cord. He told me it would easier flood it, but some people on Nitro FB said that's load bees. So what you say to that, mate? Well, Steve the farmer. Let me just read that again. What he's asking? What was he asking? Alright, so he's asking a starter box would be easier to flood than a pull start, I think he's trying to say. Well, yeah, who cares about flooding? Why does everyone worry about flooding? Don't bloody panic about flooding, right? If you flood your engine, all you got to do is take the globe plug out and unflood it. Very simple. Don't worry about flooding. If you want to use a starter box, use a starter box. If you want to use a pull start, use a pull start. I could easily get a starter box, but I prefer pull starts. Alright, I like pull starts. Not for any particular reason, I just like them. It's very simple. You can go out and about. You haven't got to lug a big starter box around with you. You can go out in a field. You take your glow starter. You put it in. You pull it, and it starts. You ain't got to carry a great big starter box around with you to start it up. Because if I know you can keep the pull start on and use the starter box at the same time, but then it's pointless. Then you'll go. Well, you can have both if you want to have both, but I think it's lazy anyway. So I would say to you, Mr. Farmer Steve the farmer, just keep your pull start. Don't get a starter box. But if you want a starter box, get one. You know, don't worry about flooding it. It's not easier to flood it. You can flood it at any time with a pull start or without a pull start. Simple as that. So if you want a starter box, go and get a starter box. TY, thank you. That means for replying, mate. I give you thumbs up, bud. Thank you. Oh, I've already liked that one. I loved it. Cheers, Mr. Steve the farmer. Right, let's have a look. Comments. There you go. That's on that video. Hey bud, I really enjoy your videos. I'm a big HPI Savage fan. I've got the SS 4.6. Had it over 15 years like you. I'm down on the southeast coast. Could you do a video on your engine heater, like what batteries you use and charger? I want to get one for the winter cold starts, but don't have a clue. I've seen the heaters on eBay, but they don't come with a battery or charger. Cheers, bud. Keep up the... Yeah. Well, no, they wouldn't come with a battery, and don't get it off eBay either. Get it from... if you're down here on the south coast, just go and get it from Active Scale Models. They're a bloody good shop. They also deliver. And I'm not affiliated with them, and I don't get anything from them, but I believe in supporting the local small shops. So that's why I always talk about them. They're bloody good. I ordered something the other day and it was out of stock, so he phoned me up and he told me. It's very good service, Active Scale. Anyway, right, so a bit of a... Alright, engine heaters, have a look. Engine heaters. I might do a whole separate video on this because they're handy, but probably not. Maybe, who knows. This is the engine heater I got. This, you can get different brands. I think there's only 2 different brands. Active Scale do 2 different brands. Got this one from them. Genuine, I don't know what brand this is, but it just says engine heater on it. And when you buy them, they come with not these Deans. I like Deans, so I put a Deans on it, but they come with the other yellow ones that are a bit thicker. And you also get a little bit of wire that connects with 2 crocodile clips. You can run it off a 12-volt car battery if you hook it onto your car, your big car battery or whatever. They take 12 volts roughly, so you're going to need yourself a LiPo or something of the equivalent. 11.1 volt 3-cell LiPo. The more milliamps the better, more power. 30C. This is the one I've got purely for the engine heater. It was the cheapest battery. Well, it wasn't the cheapest, but it was a battery that was a good quality from Active Scale, but it was the cheaper range. You know, I could have got more expensive ones, but I just picked this one because it was a good power rating to power the heater. I can heat this. I can use it. I mean, obviously it depends how long you keep your heater on the engine, obviously, but I can get sort of 6 or 7 heats out of the battery before I would like to recharge it. So there's plenty of heating, but generally speaking, when you go out in the winter, you're only going to heat it up once, aren't you? Because once it's hot, isn't it? You know, unless you stop, have some lunch for a couple of hours, and then start going again. You might need to reheat it again then if you're out in the cold. But you know, you've got plenty of heating out of one of these batteries here. So Like I said, I got this and the heater from Active Scale. So, yeah. The engine heaters, there's not a lot to it, mate. You know, there's a little thing on there. I don't think... I'm not sure. I don't think it has a cut-off on it, like for your LiPo. I don't think it has a voltage cut-off. It might have. It's got a little circuit board on it. But I'm not sure. I didn't read the instructions, to tell you the truth. But I always err on the side of caution anyway. And I cut it off and keep the battery charged up anyway. But yeah, it's very simple. Button for turning it on. Hold the button, turn it off. It heats up to 250 degrees Celsius. It's just a little heating element, little heating pad thing in there. It's got a Velcro thing so you can undo it and put it on. It's got a little hole on the top there so you can put your glow starter through and start up your engine. It's fantastic, very good piece of equipment. Not essential, but it's handy and convenient. Like yeah, they don't get one off eBay. Make sure you get a proper one, yeah. Go if you don't want to go to Active Scale, go to another shop, but don't get it off eBay. eBay is shit. Don't go to eBay. Just do not. You're probably going to get some knockoff one and it's going to be crap. So yeah, a battery similar to this, and obviously you got to get the same connection on the end. Lovely jubbly. Please help me. I have a small Nitro RC car from Nitro Tech. The shittest website. I start the engine, it revs hinge and dies. The carb is okay and everything else is good. Can send a video when I started. What? When start the engine revs, I think it means high and dies. Carb is okay. Well, that's more than likely something to do with apart from it being from Nitro Tech and it's probably cursed, that's more than likely something to do with your throttle's opened up a bit, and the reason it dies is because you ain't got a very good fuel flow. Probably because you prime it, because the throttle's open, it revs high and then it dies because it runs out of fuel. It might be lean, it might rev up because it's lean, but more than likely your throttle's open. Check your gap on your car. That was 6 days ago, bloody hell. Thank you so much for the shout out. Love your channel and content. I have learned a great deal from you. Please keep up the great work. Ha! Thank you very much there, Team X 3.3 Racer. I love my truck.